Imagine your team has an extra task that no one wants to handle and everyone's passing the buck. As usual, seeking group approval, you volunteer to take it on. You might hear things like, "Oh, you're so wonderful, we couldn't get this done without you." But listen, those compliments are a trap. Or if you try to refuse, your boss will assign it to you anyway because they know you're easier to convince than others. You're the person who never says no, or the colleagues you've helped will eagerly push this work your way. Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever been that person who can't say no? You've stayed up late helping friends complete projects, even though your own deadlines were looming. You've taken on extra reports because a colleague pleaded, "I'm so busy," even when you were swamped yourself. You've skipped family dinners to attend social events you weren't even interested in. And then you completely crashed, perhaps after covering a shift for a colleague when you were already exhausted, and when you couldn't continue, they acted as if you'd never done anything for them. "So you won't help me? Fine, I'll ask someone else and don't ever ask me for any favors again." That's the burnout trap showing up, and you might be falling right into it. Why does this happen? You're a team player who enjoys helping others because you crave recognition, have trouble saying no, and are afraid of disappointing people. You worry that they will think badly of you or shun you. But the more you fear this, the more exhausted you become. Does a single compliment satisfy you enough to keep giving your all? Here's the truth. The person praising you might be thinking, "What a fool. One compliment is all it takes to dump all this work on them." It turns out that when we keep saying yes, even when we're running on empty, we're training people to expect it. It's like we're portraying ourselves as superheroes who never sleep. But when we finally say no, it's shocking to them, like, wait, you're human? And boom, all those good deeds, forgotten. It's not really their fault. It's ours for not setting boundaries. And here's the crazy part. You feel terrible, as if you've let everyone down. This is called the unmet expectations effect, and is sometimes linked to a savior complex or emotional codependency. Specifically, the perpetual helper. Some people feel their self-worth is reinforced when they help others. They tend to prioritize others' needs above their own, even sacrificing their time, energy, or personal work. This may stem from kindness, but sometimes also from a desire for recognition, affection, or avoiding guilt. Implicit expectations. When someone consistently helps without setting boundaries, they often expect, though unspoken, that the recipient will be grateful, appreciative, or reciprocate somehow. This is an unspoken psychological contract. Anger, when expectations aren't met. When the other person doesn't meet expectations, for example, refusing a request or not showing the anticipated gratitude, the helper feels hurt, rejected, or unappreciated. Anger erupts because they feel all their previous efforts have been erased. In their eyes, this rejection feels like a slap to the self-worth they've built through helping. Forgotten contributions. From the recipient's side, they may not intentionally forget what the other person has done, but simply don't recognize the level of sacrifice or don't view it as an obligation to repay. This creates a perception gap between both parties. All right, folks, we've talked about how saying yes too often can burn us out. Have you experienced this? But here's the good news. There's a way out, and it's simpler than you think. It's all about setting boundaries. Now, don't roll your eyes. This isn't about becoming a no machine or shutting people out. It's about figuring out what you need and ensuring you have space to breathe, or finding ways to make others appreciate your help, and most importantly, respecting yourself. Think of boundaries as an invisible shield, not to push people away, but to keep yourself from burning out. It says, "Hey, I like helping, but I have limits." And the best part? You don't need a PhD to do it, just a little practice. First, identify what's draining you. For me, it was saying yes to every last-minute request, like I was some kind of on-call superhero. Then practice saying no, politely of course. It's tough at first, I get it. I used to mumble excuses, but now I just tell the truth. I can't do it today. I'm stretched too thin. And here's the secret formula. Be consistent. People might blink twice the first time, but they'll adjust. You're not being mean. You're just giving yourself a break. Sometimes all you need to do is take a deep breath and think for as long as possible about your tasks or how to handle this person. In that moment, even if you know for sure you're not busy, just say, "Hold on, let me think about it," or "Let me check my schedule to see if I'm free." This makes the other person feel you're very busy, or at least they'll ask you to help with only a small part of the original task. After thinking for a while, if you say yes, they'll also learn to be grateful because you're busy but still making time to help them, rather than the initial situation where you feared disappointing others. Let people know you're not a kind superhero who needs no reward. You can ask for something in return. This job deserves a nice meal on you. Or, "I'll help you with this, but I also have some issues I need your help with." In some cases, just staying silent for a moment makes them impatient, and they'll say, "Please help me. I'm begging you. I'll treat you to something nice, okay?" Like in the example at the beginning of the video, your mistake, and mine too, was forgetting to respect ourselves. You fear others thinking badly of you, fear being isolated, and inadvertently signal to everyone, "Oh, just give it to them, they never refuse." I used to be the same, chasing those "you're amazing" compliments while ignoring how exhausted I was. But listen, we don't have to continue like this. I found a way out of this mess, and it's gentler than you might think. Imagine that scene again. Team meeting, extra task appears, everyone starts dodging with, "Who's going to do this?" And eyes turn to you. Before, I would raise my hand immediately for the applause, but not anymore. I've learned a few tricks, not to avoid work, but to stop drowning in it. Here's what I do. First, I ask myself, is this really my responsibility? If not, I don't let old habits sweep me away anymore. I used to take on everything just to hear those compliments, but you know what? That wonderful feeling fades faster than a breeze. Then I practice saying no, but gently, no tension necessary. Next time your boss or colleague looks at you like, "Can you do this?" You might try, "I'm racing against my main deadline, so this time I think the team could share this. What do you think?" Sounds simple, right? You're not directly refusing, but protecting yourself while involving everyone. Nobody can blame you. What if your boss still assigns it to you? I've been there too. In that case, I just say, "I want to do a good job, but with this additional task, I'm worried about meeting my other responsibilities. Could we rearrange something, or could someone help with part of it?" You preserve your time while showing them you're not easy to take advantage of. The first time I did this, my heart was pounding, but it worked. Most importantly, don't waver. The first time I refused, my colleague looked at me like, "Did you change?" I just smiled. "Yeah, I need to breathe a bit now." They were surprised, but got used to it. Someone even said, "You seem much cooler now." See, nobody hated me, they just needed time to adjust. Hey there, I'll always be here to face those challenges with you, the ones we've both been through, and share how I made it past them. Subscribe to the channel and drop a comment about what's weighing you down, because I'm right here listening. Just write it out and you'll feel lighter, I promise. If this video helps you, hit that like button to support me, and don't hesitate to share it with anyone else going through something similar. I'll always be here with you. Catch you in the next video. Goodbye.